Wow, ladies and gentlemen, talk about a way to kick things off here at FPW Death Row 2015 with the Cruiserweight Championship title, the best of the best in the Cruiserweight division, and once again, Pedro Suave retains the championship title. I am, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Balaganoush, the host and the voice of FPW Fantasy Pro Wrestling and No Mercy Hardcore Wrestling, and welcome once again to our October annual edition of Death Row. And fans, don't go anywhere. We have a ton more action still to come, fans, including this for the FPW Championship of the Universe in a 30-minute time limit Iron Man match. Brandon Wolf takes on the Challenger Titanium. Should be an amazing match, fans. Also, one more match for the FPW Tornado Tag Team Championships. It's Super Sandwich, Vicious Jeremy and Cactus Jen versus the Granddaddies of Wrestling, Stonewall and King Matrix. And this will be contested under tables, ladders, and chairs. And fans, coming up next, we got more championship gold at stake as the Shit Disturbers take on this new team of Adele Hasib and Aretha Brown, the most unlikely tag team of divas we've ever seen in fantasy pro wrestling history. So I'm done blathering, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to enjoy this event. We'll have more updates as to what will happen with the Cruiserweight division, and above all else, more news about tonight's events. Stick around, fans.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Miami, Florida.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Aretha Brown. And she was one of the new class students from last year. And amongst a million people who have watched this video, they hate this song very much. And I am one of those million people, ladies and gentlemen.
And the tag team partner, the Queen.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is not only the Queen, but she is Adele Hasib. Adele Hasib and Aretha Brown, they have had their differences in the past, last year. Even throughout the course of 2015, they've had a bit of ruckus, but they've aligned themselves. They've worked their way up to the top right now. They've beaten the Starlets. They've beaten the Country Girls. And now they're going up against the Shit Disturbers, Macy LeBlanc-Smith and Payne, for the FPW Women Tag Team Championships. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Championship match 2 out of 5. So far, Pedro Suave is in the locker room area, possibly celebrating with a bottle of tequila. Hell, I would be partying up there with him, but I gotta call the action as I see it. Jay Victory suffers his first defeat tonight. Ironically, named like Victory, he did not win tonight. And Danny Cans, oh so close. Fingertips away a few times during that matchup, and he was going to win, and he survived quite a lot too. 2-figure 4-leg lock submission holds, and hell, even that spiral bomb that eventually Jay Victory succumbed to. Danny Cans proved he is a worthy adversary, and I, amongst the entire championship committee in Fantasy Pro Wrestling, I nominate Danny Cans to have a 1-on-1 match with Pedro Suave. My opinion. But now let's get back to what's really happening in the ring. We have 4 bathing beauties, 2 tag teams, championship gold belts at stake. Over a year ago, the Shit Disturbers, Macy LeBlanc, Smith, and Payne, captured the tag team titles for the very first time, defeating Evil Bad. It was a monumental moment in Fantasy Pro Wrestling for those 2 young, lovely ladies. As a matter of fact, for years, it was Macy LeBlanc Smith that wanted the Women's Championship gold. For years, it was Macy LeBlanc Smith that was the ring general who acquired some famous names. Stacy Keibler as the first tag partner Macy's ever had. Stacy Keibler from Dancing with the Stars. That's the same Stacy Keibler that danced. You're right. And eventually, that team led to 2 more members in Killer Kyle and, of course, Payne, the current tag team partner. And after all of this time, after all those years of yearning, finally, last September, it was Macy's golden moment when she was the one that pinned, I believe it was Lady Death herself. Macy was the one that pinned Lady Death 1, 2, 3, and that allowed the Shit Disturbers to win their very first set of women tag team titles. Now, after all of this time, after a year and something, the 2-time FPW Women Tag Team Champions, the Shit Disturbers, are meeting this unlikely duo of Urethra Brown and Adele Hasib. During the new class, behind the scenes and on the scene, Urethra Brown and Adele Hasib have shown they are not friends at all. Look at this. Nice teamwork. They're just throwing out the garbage, you know? Like it's Monday's garbage. Urethra Brown and Adele Hasib have fought many, many times during the new class season, and also when the season was over and they were live, you know. They were competing on championship wrestling, trying their hardest to be a part of the big picture, trying to be a part of pay-per-views, and they did. They even competed this year, this January 2015, at Catfight, the very first Diva pay-per-view event. And their feud carried on. Now, you're asking yourselves, hey, Urethra Brown and Adele Hasib have been feuding. Why would they be partnered up? Why would they be at this pay-per-view event competing for the gold? Not just some exhibition match. They're competing for championship gold. Here's the